thank you for your interest in the ABC of Wisconsin Apprenticeship Program. When you receive the ABC Apprenticeship application, it might seem a little overwhelming, so let's take a few minutes to break it down and make the application process as seamless as possible.
If you haven't already, please first visit us at buildyourcareerwi.org and click on the Get Me Started portion under the drop-down menu. ABC of Wisconsin does train apprentices in 11 trades, and some of the requirements differ from one trade to the next, but we'll be sure to cover all of that here with you today.
Unlike traditional higher education, apprenticeship is a full-time training program where apprentices work for construction contractors as their employees to receive 90% of the education on the job. The remainder of the education is in class, learning the book knowledge behind what you're doing on the job. Apprentices are paid by their employer both on the job and while in class, so the employer is investing in their employees. Because of how the apprenticeship is set up, it does require a contractor to sponsor their employee in the program. This means when filling out the application, there are two ways to start. The first way is if you already have a contractor who is ready to sponsor you in the apprenticeship. You would then be considered a sponsored applicant. The second way is if you don't work for a contractor yet, but you want to find one. When you turn in the application materials, ABC will pre-approve you for the apprenticeship and send you a list of the companies we work with so you can find a contractor. Unsponsored applicants do have an extra step, but ABC is here to help you with the process. Either way, by submitting the application and the other needed materials, you are starting the process for a great career.
The first step in the process is to fill out the apprenticeship application. This differs from the employer application, which we'll talk about in a minute. When filling out this application, please take time to write legibly, because we would hate to have the application process delayed due to unclear or incomplete information. In the application, please complete the following. The trade of interest. This is the specific apprenticeship that you want to enroll in. For example, electrical or carpentry. If you are an unsponsored applicant and still have to find an employer, you may still be considering a few different apprenticeships. You are welcome to list a few trades, but I really encourage you not to list all 11 because it can get a little overwhelming. You are always welcome to add trades later if you change your mind. Remember though, you are only going through one apprenticeship at a time. Preferred technical school location. Please list the technical college that is closest to you. Not all apprenticeship classes are held at all locations, but we will do our best to accommodate. A list of the paid related instruction class locations can be found on our website on the Trades tab. The application date is just today's date. Next, we do need your basic contact information, including your Social Security number. Your Social Security number is used by the Department of Workforce Development when you are contracted as an apprentice. From there, we are looking for your educational background. Under Career History, there are a few questions. First, we ask if you have previously or are currently serving in the military. There may be some veterans training benefits available. Next, please let us know if you've completed a youth apprenticeship in high school, and if you've completed a certified pre-apprenticeship. Generally, a certified pre-apprenticeship will be through a community-based organization and are a formal program recognized by the Department of Workforce Development. In the next question, please let us know if you have previously participated in a registered apprenticeship before. And then finally, if you are a sponsored applicant and have a company ready to train you in the apprenticeship, please list your employer's name. From there, please let us know how you found out about the apprenticeship program. And then lastly, please fill out the checklist to make sure that all the needed material is included with your application. We will go through each one of these items on the checklist in detail. Please make sure to also sign the application.
Next in the application packet, you'll find the sponsoring employer application. If you currently work for a construction contractor who is ready to sponsor you, please have them complete this form. If your company has never trained apprentices before, please also refer them to the Become the Trainer portion of the www.abcwi.org website for more details on their roles and responsibilities. If you are an unsponsored applicant, this form does not need to be completed. When you find a contractor, then they're going to fill that out and return it to ABC.
Next, the Voluntary EEO information form asks you for your race, ethnic group, and gender. This form is voluntary and is only used for the equal opportunity reporting purposes and will not be shared with employers or the Apprenticeship Committee. The ABC Wisconsin Apprenticeship Program is committed to the equal opportunity for all applicants. The recruitment, selection, employment, and training of apprentices during the apprenticeship shall be without discrimination because of race, color, religion, national origin, sex, including pregnancy and gender identity, sexual orientation, age, genetic information, disability, arrest or conviction record, marital status, or membership in the armed forces. In the application packet, you will also find the Voluntary Disability Disclosure Form. Like the EEO form, this form is voluntary and the information gathered is for compliance with state and federal affirmative action regulations. The information will not be shared with employers or the Apprenticeship Committee. You may be considered to have a disability if you have a physical or mental impairment or medical condition that makes achievement unusually difficult, limits your ability to work, substantially limits a major life activity, or if you have a history or record of such impairment or medical condition. Disabilities include, but are not limited to, blindness, deafness, cancer, diabetes, epilepsy, autism, cerebral palsy, HIV/AIDS, schizophrenia, muscular dystrophy, bipolar disorder, major depression, multiple sclerosis, missing limbs or partially missing limbs, post-traumatic stress disorder, obsessive-compulsive disorder, impairments requiring the use of a wheelchair, or learning or intellectual disabilities. All applicants will need to show high school verification, but that can come in a variety of forms. Please provide one of the following: your high school transcript with your graduation date listed. If you're a high school senior, please provide both the transcripts along with the verification from the school that you're on track for graduation. If you have your high school diploma, we can accept a copy of that. A copy of your GED or HSED certificate. Or if you participated in home-based learning, we will need copies of the PI 1206 forms that were submitted to the Department of Public Instruction for the years of high school that you were homeschooled. Your application will also require one of the following: a copy of a driver's license, or if you do not have a driver's license, a signed letter from you verifying that you have reliable transportation to get to work and school. If you are looking to apply for the carpentry, electrical, heat and frost insulating, HVAC, plumbing, sheet metal, sprinkler fitting, or steam fitting apprenticeships, there is an entrance test required. For those trades, you can either take the AccuPlacer or the ACT exam. If you have taken either exam within the last 5 years, we can accept those scores. Different scores are required for each of the trades, so be sure to reference the application for the specific scores needed for the trade you are applying for. In 2019, AccuPlacer upgraded from the classic version to their next generation. Please note that HVAC, plumbing, and sheet metal applications do need to take the Algebra or QAS portion of AccuPlacer, if that is the test that you're taking. For reference, QAS stands for Quantitative Reasoning, Algebra, and Statistics. If you take a test and do not pass all of the sections, you only need to retake the sections that you don't have passing scores for. So for example, if in high school 2 years ago you took the ACT exam and now you want to be a plumber and your reading score was passing, but you got a 14 on your math, you would either need to retake just the ACT math again, or you can take the next generation AccuPlacer and take the arithmetic and QAS portions of that exam to complete your application. To find out more details and information on the different testing sites, testing times, and fees that they may charge, please visit our website. Copies of your test scores should be submitted with your application. If you took the ACT, some high schools print your ACT scores on your high school transcripts, and we can accept it that way.
If you are looking to apply for either the electrical or the steam fitting apprenticeships, you have an algebra course requirement. To complete your application, we need one of the following: verification, typically on your high school transcript, of 1 consecutive year of high school algebra with a minimum grade of C for both semesters. Home-based education graduates must show verification of taking algebra in the home-based learning classes and take the QAS portion of AccuPlacer and receive a minimum score of 216. If you've taken algebra after high school, we need to see 1 semester of algebra at the college level with a C or better. The classes can either be credited or non-credited. Lastly, if you have neither of these, there are self-paced online classes available. Please contact ABC for a list of approved options.
When you have everything ready, please submit it to ABC. You can either mail or email the materials to us. If you need to send some materials separately, that's fine. We can add the materials to your application as you submit them. If anything is missing from your application, we'll be sure to let you know. Depending on if you're sponsored or unsponsored, it will depend on the next step of the process. If you're sponsored, you'll be enrolled into ABC's online orientation course and you'll be scheduled for a meeting to sign your apprenticeship contract. At that meeting, you will be contracted as an apprentice and your apprenticeship will start. If you're unsponsored, you will receive a letter saying that you're pre-qualified to get into our apprenticeship, along with a list of contractors who are approved to train in the particular trade that you're qualified for. From there, it's a job search, but with this letter, it shows contractors that you're serious about the trade and have met all of the minimum qualifications to get into the apprenticeship. In addition, your name will be added to a list of people who are pre-qualified and ready to get into the apprenticeship that our approved trainers can reference. Once you are hired, the contractor will probably have you work a period of time before they start you in the apprenticeship. The amount of time varies by contractor. During that time, the contractor is making sure that you're a good fit for the company and you're making sure that you want to do an apprenticeship in this trade with this contractor. When both are ready, the employer will submit that employer application that we talked about earlier. When ABC receives the last form, we'll get you enrolled in the course and get you scheduled to sign your contract. Apprenticeships are a great way to get into the industry and learn the full scope of the trade, all while getting paid. We can't wait to have you join our nearly 2,000 apprentices from across the state of Wisconsin in this high-skill, high-wage, essential industry. You can call us at 800-829-9926, visit us at buildyourcareerwi.org, or email us at apprenticeship@abcwi.org for more information or with questions. We look forward to working with you and having you join the next generation of craft professionals.